Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Thursday, December 8th. Folks, I need you to support this channel. I mean, I shut it down for a couple of weeks and I had all you guys hitting me up saying, Mike, come back, please do it again. We really learn a lot from you, all this stuff. I need some help here. I mean, the viewership is shit. I mean, it's like a couple of hundred views. Like, it's not worth my time to be doing these videos for a couple of hundred views. So I need you to like and subscribe and share. Maybe sign up for the MMT Trader report, something. I mean, we got to be all in on this. You can't expect me to be doing these things every day and then I get a couple of hundred views. It's a waste of time. I mean, I look around at some of these other channels where these people don't know what they're talking about and they're giving all a wrong or understanding of things, and they're getting thousands and tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of views. I'm getting a couple of hundred views. You got to help me out here. I stopped doing it and you all came to me and said, Mike, you got to do it. So I came back and I'm doing it, and it's even down more than it was when I stopped doing it, just before I stopped doing it. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, but you got to help me here. You got to like, you got to subscribe, you got to share, you got to kick in, you got to do your part. Anyway, let's talk about today. Blackrock, Blackrock, they're the largest asset management company in the world. I think they manage something like 9 or 10 trillion. Well, they're predicting the worst recession ever next year. They said it's going to be a recession like none other. Those were their words. A little bit, it reminds me of Jim Rogers, who says every year, it's going to be the worst recession of my lifetime.
And then we have a bear market, and we have the worst bear market in my lifetime.
He better hurry up because he's getting up there in age, and I don't think he's in such good shape. Worst recession of my lifetime. Says it every year. So, and me, I've been telling you guys, look, next year is going to be boom time, and I've explained why. I mean, the fiscal picture looks really, really bullish next year. I mean, look at today, the House of Representatives just passed a record $860 billion defense spending bill. I told you we're in Cold War II defense spending. And by the way, what gets me about that is anytime it comes up for a vote, more money every single year for defense and the military industrial complex. We never hear like how are we going to pay for it, where are we going to get the money from. But if it comes to infrastructure or healthcare or education or environmental or energy or anything like that, oh, we can't do that, we don't have the money, or it's got to be offset with cuts somewhere else. You never hear that when it comes to the military industrial complex. And that's why I said yesterday, the defense sector is like an automatic appropriation. Congress treats it like an automatic appropriation, just like, Social Security or any one of those other automatic appropriations. It's never something that has to be, there's never any haggling, like we got to cut over here so we could pay over there. No, you always have the money for military and war. There's always money there for military and war. I find that, personally, abhorrent. Like, we need stuff here in this country for people. We need infrastructure. We need healthcare. We need, all kinds of stuff. But I mean, you need to send $100 billion to Ukraine? Hey, no problem. We got that there. Anyway, that's my little editorial right now. So the reason why I think next year is going to be boom time is basically, like I said, the fiscal is really looking very, very bullish. We got the defense sector that's going to be already got more money. Social Security is going to get a big, maybe a record increase because of the cost of living increase next year. Medicare is going to have increases too. And of course, the interest income transfers. Look, folks, we're only like a little over 2 months into the fiscal year, and interest income transfers are already up 51 billion over the same time last year. 51 billion in 2 months. All right. And by the way, most of that has been from the discount on T-bills and new issues. The interest on Treasury securities, that hasn't even really started yet. That's just coming in right now at a trickle. So next year, that's really going to ramp up. So when you're looking at defense spending, when you're looking at Social Security and the other automatic appropriations, and then when you look at interest income transfers, I mean, it's just filling up the swimming pool, folks. Water's going to be going way up. So what is the basis of the Blackrock bearish, super recession call? Well, I'll tell you what it is, and you're not going to be surprised by this, of course, because it's the same, the foundation for it is the same as what you hear, because it's all based on the monetary policy outlook, okay? The reason why they're making this call is that they believe that Fed's monetary policy is going to cause this great crashing recession. And as I've explained or attempted to explain so many times, interest rate hikes are fiscal expansions. And I've just given you some numbers. It's not like I'm just saying this and there's no evidence of it. I mean, 2 months into the fiscal year, we're up 50 billion, okay, already. That's a major expansion right there. But you remember, like last year, all of last year, I think something like, like that child tax credit, that was like 100 billion or something. We're already halfway equal to that in 2 months. Now, of course, it's not going to the same recipients, but again, it all goes into the swimming pool. Some of that money gets spent. It's all part of a fiscal expansion, and that's what's happening. So the Blackrock, and it's funny because here's Blackrock, they're managing 9 trillion. Here's me, little me, it's like David and Goliath. Let's see who's going to be right. I mean, if I'm still doing this channel next year, and I end up to be right, which I'm pretty sure I will, there's not going to be a recession. I mean, these guys are looking at it through a very singular variable that they don't really understand. That's the thing, right? I mean, this is like really shining a light on the lack of understanding or the one-dimensionality of the way they see things. I mean, I'm telling you right now, next year, we're going to have a very strong economy. We're going to have a very strong stock market. Maybe some of you will forget this video or the many videos I've done up until this point predicting what's going to happen in 2023 based on exactly what I'm talking about. And you'll forget about it. Maybe I'll even forget about it. I don't think so. I'll be saying it over and over again. But it shines a light on, and like I said, I mean, you've got trillions and trillions of dollars being managed by Wall Street, by people who have a fundamental lack of understanding of how the monetary system functions. And they look at everything through the prism of a very extremely narrow, singular variable, okay? A singular variable that they don't even fully understand that variable. They see one aspect of that variable. Same thing like with inflation. They see one aspect of inflation. Oh, it's a price increase, right? But that's just a redistribution of income. We might be on the bad end of it, the negative end of it, but there are entities on the positive end of it, all right? And I mean, I could go on, and I've talked about this so many times already. But now, I mean, the gauntlet has been thrown down, folks. You got the gigantic Blackrock out there, and you got little old me over here saying, you know what, 9 trillion, 10 trillion asset manager, you're wrong about this. You're absolutely wrong about this. All right? This call that you're making is based on a very, very unscientific and flawed understanding of monetary policy. Very simple. They just don't see it. I mean, there's never any mention of, like I always say, there's two sides to all of these policies, and there's two sides to all of these conditions. Inflation, deflation, rate hikes, rate cuts. They never consider that. So anyway, that's what I saw today. Actually, a friend of mine sent me that tweet from Blackrock. I don't know. I may not even be following them on Twitter, but I didn't see that. Somebody sent it to me, and I had to just. I mean, for me, it's kind of funny. It's kind of humorous because I can sit back like this and watch and just see how these people are just. They're in their own little bubble with a set of rules or understandings that are unique to them, that really have no application in the real world in terms of how things function. But they have their set of rules and understandings, and they are so wedded to that, all right? And they will never relinquish that. And it doesn't matter, I've said this a million times, it doesn't matter if things go the other way. If things go opposite to, where they thought it would go. Because they'll make up some rationalization. Oh, you didn't do it enough. Or, this part was left out or something. Or it's going to happen, just be, that's another one they always say, like, it's going to happen, just be patient. Meanwhile, we're patient. It's like the debt. 40 years ago, they were saying the debt is a debt doomsday crisis when the debt was 800 billion. Now the debt is 32 trillion. And every single year, you hear the same thing. And nobody asks the question, well, why hasn't it happened yet? And it hasn't happened yet, and it won't happen because, first of all, there is no debt. Everything's been paid for, and those are just dollars in the system that are held in the form of government securities, which are basically like savings accounts that the government offers as opposed to just having cash dollars. And so there's no doomsday. I mean, the doomsday, the irony is that the doomsday would be if the government took back those 32 trillion. The whole entire, as I said before, the whole entire world economy would go into a depression that would make the 1930s depression look like child's play, like nothing, like kid stuff. If they tried to, wipe out that debt by taxing back all of that 32 trillion, there'd be not one single dollar left in the entire world. Okay? And that would, the entire global financial system would utterly collapse to zero. So think about it, because that's what, in their minds, that's what needs to be done. They don't understand the consequences of what would happen, but, the theory or the understanding behind their belief is that that's debt that has to be paid back. So, I mean, it's craziness, folks. It's craziness. So that's it. You got to support the channel. I can't keep doing this for a couple of hundred views. It's ridiculous. Tell people, share it, like and subscribe. Do whatever they're doing on these other channels. I mean, we got to get this viewership up. I mean, this is just pathetic. It's ridiculous. I've been doing this for so long. I mean, maybe I suck at this. I don't know. But maybe you need music in here. I don't know. Maybe you need fancy graphics. I don't know. If somebody has an idea, let me know, because it's a waste of time. It's a total and complete waste of time. I mean, nobody is watching this stuff. And it's just like, I don't know. Anyway, all right. See you tomorrow. Bye.